Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to another video, but more excitingly, welcome to episode 20 of Albums Ranked. Okay, well, first of all, straight up, I apologize for having a month, maybe, between videos. My local radio rock station, I swear to God, this is 100% true. My local radio rock station has their annual Rock 2000 countdown going on right now, right? Which we all vote for 20 songs, and then they count down from 2000 to 1 across 4 weeks of, they count down all our music for 4 weeks long. And when this countdown is on, it honestly takes you over. It starts at 8 o'clock every morning, it finishes at 6 p.m. And so I feel like I can't listen to any other music, which has been so hard because I want to do rankings and whatnot. But I've got it playing in the background fairly quietly, so hopefully it doesn't interfere with what we're about to do today. If you hear me pause because the song is good or whatever, just vibe with it, it's okay. Aside from that, welcome to episode 20. Today we are tackling the Prince of Darkness, one of the founding fathers of heavy metal. We're doing John Michael Osbourne, but more better known to the heavy metal community as Ozzy Osbourne. I did Black Sabbath a good while ago and that was great fun. Ozzy has just released his brand new album, Patient Number 9, which is about 4 days old now, and it's cool, I like it. And yeah, without further ado, I mean, We've got 12 albums to get through. Technically, he's done 13, if you include the cover album that he did, Undercover. But I mean, I haven't listened to that, so we're not going to include it. I saw, what's his name? Is it Zed Bills? I'm sorry, my bro. I'm sorry if I've actually. Do you know what? Let's look for it right now.
12 seconds later.
Yeah, it's Zed Builds. I saw you, bro, and I saw you just upload your ranking, and I was like, god damn it, he beat me to it. But that's okay. Anyway, aside from that, moving on, we're gonna go. So we're going straight from 12 to 1. I have physical copies of, a couple of them, and obviously we'll put photos up anyway. But enough rambling. It's been 3 minutes already. Let's just get into it. So yeah, we all know who Ozzy Osbourne is. He was the frontman for Black Sabbath, and they took the world by storm for creating this new thing called heavy metal back in the 70s. He got fired, let go, he quit, one or the other. He then went on to do solo stuff. His first album came out in 1980, and his literal Patient Number 9 album literally came out the other day in 2022. So he's got a 42 career solo stuff, so that's cool. So yeah, that's enough backstory. Let's just get straight into it. So coming in at the bottom for me is an album that I found quite boring. It's an album that didn't really hold my attention. I didn't listen to it more than once. And that is, what year did this one come out? 19, where is it? 1988's No Rest for the Wicked. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this album, mate. I honestly was excited for it because I was like, cool, we've gotten into the middle of, this Ozzy era, you could say. Well, not really the middle, but, an album that was unfamiliar with, I could say. But yeah, just no. Not really my favorite. The only, there's 2 good songs on this record, and one being Miracle Man, which I love. Whenever I hear that song, I'm brought back to Christmas a few years ago, just singing that at the top of my voice. That was fun. But yeah, other than that, Fire in the Sky is okay. Devil's Daughter, there's some. Yeah, I mean, there are just some okay moments throughout all these songs, but at the same time, no, I would not at all go back for this record. It's not my favorite. It's a lot. How long is this album? It's 50 minutes if you include the bonus tracks. And just, yeah, not a fun time. So, with that being said, I think we just move on to number 11. Number 11 is, I'm pretty sure, if I'm right, yeah, it has to be, is the album before it. And number 11 is The Ultimate Sin. Again, pretty much like No Rest. Not a lot on this album held my interest either. The Ultimate Sin, the title track and opening track, was alright. Obviously, it's the title track. It's like the one that introduces the album, pretty much. But I won't lie, Shot in the Dark is a cool song. Obviously, it's a single. Like, that's pretty cool. However, I do remember liking Lightning Strikes and Killer of Giants. Killer of Giants I thought was cool because it was different, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was still Aussie, obviously. But, like, it was just, there's something about that song in particular where I was like, hey, this doesn't sound generic and repetitive like the rest of these songs. Nothing really stands out to be familiar with it. And, yeah. So like, I would listen to this one again over No Rest, but like only to re-rank them, just because like, you know, obviously we don't own this one. Why would I? But yeah, not a great album, but I mean a tiny step up from No West. Yeah, number 11. Sure, what's it called? Ultimate Sin. Number 10 is our first, you could call, what I call, you know, the 21st century Ozzy Osbourne, which is obviously just an album from Ozzy after the year 2000. I was listening to this one this morning at work just to, you know, really make sure that this is where it's going to go. And yeah, I'm going to chuck this one here purely because the first half of it was great, and then the second half got a bit weird. But anyway, the album is Scream, 2010's Scream. I remember when this album came out, and how old was I? What was it, 10, 12 years ago now? So yeah, I remember working and listening to the song Scream. I thought Scream was cool, and well, Let Me Hear You Scream, sorry, the full title. Let It Die. I've always liked Let It Die off this album. Track 1. I didn't know that it was track 1 though, but yeah, I've always liked the vocals. Well, yeah, but I've also liked the lyrics of Let It Die. Really, really cool. Track 3, Soul Sucker. Unfamiliar with that, but kind of cool. That I thought was actually really amazing. And then Life Won't Wait. I had forgotten all about Life Won't Wait. It's sort of like a Dreamer 2.0 type song, but I mean, I thought it was beautiful. I thought Life Won't Wait was really nice, and I'm actually upset that I forgot about it. But like, other than that though, Digging Me Down had a cool chug guitar riff, or it's just like quarter notes. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the radio. But other than that, like the second half, Crucify, Fearless, Time, and I Want It More, and I Love You All, like they were okay. Time I thought was alright, and Fearless was probably one of the better ones on the second side of the album. But other than that, not a lot to go on. A lot of these albums can sound the same if you listen to them too many in a row. They all like. Ozzy Osbourne is on Epic Records, which is funny because like it's not the most epicest music, if you know what I mean, you know. But then Black Sabbath was on Epic Records too at some point, and they're not epic either. But do you know what I mean? Like the longest song on here is Digging Me Down at 6 minutes long. So, but yeah, it's funny when you listen to these later albums. It's almost like pretty much since going Down to Earth, the 2003 album, 2002, something like that. They give off at the end of the album, they give off a vibe that this might be the last one. So this album ends with a song called I Love You All, which is only a minute long. And, you know, it ends like, cool, that's it, I'm done. But then obviously we came out with Ordinary Man after this, and now we've got another one after that. So yeah, a lot of these albums end like it's over. But other than that, it's all right. Number 10 is Scream. Number 9, moving up now. Number 9 is another 21st century Ozzy Osbourne album. And this is our first physical copy that we have. But I'll still put a photo up of it. Oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But anyway, enough hesitating. It's Ordinary Man. So yeah, I've chucked Ordinary Man at number 9. I thought it was going to go lower. And then I heard No Rest for the Wicked, and I was like, okay, well, at least I actually enjoyed this album. We actually played this album at home quite a bit. Was this might have been a birthday present. I'm not sure. I think it was. Me and my girlfriend, we both love Ozzy. I listen to a lot more metal than she does, and it's quite cool to have an artist like Ozzy that we both can chuck on and have a good fun time to. So yeah, we both bond over this album. This album's white, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, anyway, it's quite a calm album, I think. like, it's not the most chaotic album, probably obviously because he's an older man now, and again, it's got the vibe of it could have been the last one, and when I found out that Ozzy was releasing another album after this, I really questioned it, because I was like, what? Ordinary Man was a really nice one to go out on. But anyway, we'll get to that album when we get to that album. Straight to Hell and All My Life are great songs off this record. I think All My Life is probably my favorite song, because the vocal melody in it is awesome fun, and I love the lyrics in it as well. And Straight to Hell, what is it, 40 years, 50 years after, you know, we first heard on Master of Reality from Black Sabbath, that All Right Now that he still does it on this album, you know, 50 years later. It's so funny. Obviously the title track, Ordinary Man, genuinely actual beautiful song. And probably, you know, I'd say it's not my favorite, but it's definitely probably the best one on the album. Does that make sense? Under the Graveyard, our rock radio station thrashed that. So, I mean, I find that song a bit overplayed now, but it's still a good time. And then the second side, the second side on this album is a bit questionable, because Today Is the End is quite cool. You've got Scary Little Green Man and Eat Me. And then you've got It's a Raid, featuring Post Malone, of all people. Yeah, second side is questionable, but still a good time to, you know, listen to. So yeah, I'm very happy with putting this album at number 9. Yeah, Ordinary Man, number 9. Number 8 is another recent album, and the reason it's probably only number 8 is because it's only been out for 4 days, but it's better than Ordinary Man, and that is Patient number 9, the brand new Ozzy Osbourne album. Literally 4 days old, so cool. Beautiful artwork, beautiful. He looks dead, but at the same time, he looks alive. Honestly, compare this album to Ordinary Man, and they're such different albums. It's ridiculous. What Ordinary Man was like a, almost, it was like I say, it's just a lot calmer. It's not the heaviest Ozzy album ever, but this one, holy damn, it's actually so heavy, it's insane. Probably because of all the different influences that come, well, you know, that are surrounded by this album. This album pretty much acts as like, it's like a homage to Ozzy's whole career. Like, obviously we have songs on here that are very Black Sabbath-y. And that's I'm sure that's purely because, you know, we've got the god Tony Iommi on some of these songs, playing that insane guitar, the insane guitar tone and riff that Iommi, you know, gives to heavy metal is just so recognizable, and is just so whole. You know, you just hear it and you think, he just struck an open E, and you're like, oh, the heaviest thing we've ever heard. But aside from Tony, his songs are great. You've got Jeff Beck on here. You've got Eric Clapton, which I can only imagine are like Ozzy's favorites kind of music, you know, because never before have they been on any sort of Ozzy stuff. And obviously Taylor Hawkins was on this album as well, doing the drums on some of these songs. I'm not entirely sure which ones. I'm not the biggest, if at all, Foo Fighter fan, so doesn't faze me. But Immortal, the first song, and sorry, I should just say, sides A and B on this album are pretty damn good. Sides C and D. C is better than D, but it's still a bit, Mr. Darkness is okay, and Nothing Feels Right was good, but the last side, God Only Knows, I think, is probably the best song on side D. Degradation Rules, the more I hear it, the more I'm like, it's not my favorite. But yeah, No Escape From Now is probably my favorite song. But yeah, honestly, for an album that's only come out like the other day, it's pretty good. If you haven't listened to this album, please go check it out. It's so good. Also, another weird little fun fact about this, I don't know why. If you have the physical copy, you notice that Immortal is the first song. And if you listen to it on Spotify, Patient number 9 is the first song. Don't know what that is, but yeah. Patient number 9 comes in strong at number 8. Go listen to it, I swear to God. Cool, so that's Patient number 9, done and dusted. Quite impressed that it's like in the middle of it all, to be honest. But I mean, No Rest for the Wicked is just terrible. Number 8, I think. Forgive me, 1 second. No, number 7, sorry. So number 7, we go back in time now, all the way back to 1995, and we talk about Osmosis. Yeah, I've chucked Osmosis at number 7. Osmosis is cool. This is that weird era this is the middle era of Ozzy, where things get I don't know, interesting, music-wise anyway. So this album is cool. For a better word. I mean, it opens with a song called Perry Mason, which I'm sure we're all familiar with. It's a really cool single. It's just awesome. I Just Want You is on this album. That's a really, really great song. Probably one of my more favorite Aussie, like, ballady, lovey type songs. And then there's some other stuff on here that just, you know, needs to get talked about. Obviously, See You on the Other Side. We all love that song. I'm just looking now at Wikipedia's writing credits to that song, and Lemmy Kilmister helped write that song apparently, so that's pretty cool. Rest in peace, that guy. See You on the Other Side. Tomorrow and Denial. Denial is probably my favorite song on this whole album. Denial, I thought it was cool. The lyrics for Denial was really, really nice, and the way it's sang as well, that's almost phasery, but at the same time, it's not. My Little Man, Jekyll Doesn't Hide, that's a cool song too. But yeah, and you got My Little Man, and Steve Vai helped write that too. I'm finding this out as we go along. This album's full of all sorts of people. Yeah, there's some good stuff on here. Thunder Underground was okay, and Ghost Behind My Eyes was nice too. But yeah, if you haven't dwelled into like the middle chunk of Aussie, I would recommend doing it. Especially for these next few albums. But yeah, not much more to say on that one, I don't think. Literally just a standalone good album, I think. Yeah, so that's why we're comfortably chucking that one at number 7. Cool, we're nearly there, team. You're doing really well. Number 6, we'll just get straight into it. Number 6 is from, what year is this one? This from 1991, the year album before Osmosis. Ozzy Osbourne's classic album, No More Tears. That glare's gonna annoy me, but we'll hopefully just keep it there, it should be fine. Yeah, 1991's No More Tears. Coming from No Rest for the Wicked and Sin, and The Ultimate Sin, and then getting this album, I was so stoked. I was so happy and excited to get to this album. Honestly, No More Tears is great. No More Tears is literally probably the start, in my opinion, in this ranking, is the start of the really, really good Aussie albums, and I would highly recommend any album from here to the top. Yeah, literally. This album opens with a song called Mr. Tinker Train, which when you read the title of it, it sounds a bit strange. However, it's probably one of the better songs on the album. I freaking love Tinker Train. I think it's really, really awesome. Obviously, this song has No More Tears on it and Mama, I'm Coming Home. Now, they are two massive, massive singles. So you'll excuse me when I say that they're probably not my favorite ones, purely because of how much we've heard them. You know, they're just how much we've heard them anyway. It's just like, when I hear the acoustic intro for Mama, I'm just like, cool, that's a great song, let's listen to something else. Same with No More Tears. When the bass intro kicks off, it's just like, again, long song in a way, but we've heard it before. Let's talk about something else. However, another single that comes from this album, Hellraiser, which we love. I don't hear that one enough. So when I do hear that song, I'm like, woohoo, Hellraiser. And obviously now we've got that other version that's out with Lemmy actually on vocals. That's a really good version too. But other than all the singles, Desire is a cool song. I really, really got a kick out of Desire. Time After Time was a bit funny. Zombie Stomp. I did a video about terrible songs on worst albums, and that is one of them. Zombie Stomp is just a bit stupid. I've found that a lot of these Aussie solo albums are, packed with good shit, good songs. However, there's always one random song on there that is just like, what? Like, for example, this album has a song called Zombie Stomp. Blizzard of Oz has No Bone Movies. That's really, really dumb. The Patient Number 9's got Evil Shuffle. There's just some really, like, out-of-place, random songs on these albums. I think on Black Rain, is it Trapdoor? There's just some weird songs on these albums that just don't fit the feel of the rest of the album. I could be the only one who thinks that, but, I mean, yeah. Aside from that, Road to Nowhere and Don't Blame Me, one of the bonus tracks, that was cool too. But yeah, and Sin is cool too. Anyway, this is a great album. No More Tears is really, really cool, and that's why I've chucked it in strong at number 5. Was it number 5? I'm terrible with these numbers, eh? No, 6. Sorry, number 6. Yeah, No More Tears. We'll just get straight into it without hanging around. Number 5 is the debut. Number 5 is Blizzard of Oz from 1980. Very, very cool album. Yeah. Like, okay, so if you know me and if you're familiar with my content, you'll know that I'm a slut and a sucker for, debut albums. I tend to rain debuts more than anything else that the band has done. If you know, that's just who I am. Debuts are very important. And obviously, as you can tell, I've chucked a debut in at number 5. Quite low for me, considering how much I talk about debuts. However, just because it's at 5 doesn't mean it's, you know, bad. Blizzard of Oz is an absolutely fantastic album from, you know, start to finish. We've got some incredible songs on here, and coming off, like, if you think back to the time, it's 1980, so, like, you know, Black Sabbath came out with Heaven and Hell, which was like this ultimate comeback album, and it was just like, holy damn, fantastic. And then Ozzy had to come back with something strong, and so came Blizzard of Oz. You know, songs like I Don't Know, which is a really cool opener, and it actually makes me so happy that Crazy Train is not the opening song. So it gives the listener a reason to, you know, listen to something else other than Crazy Train. But yeah, obviously Crazy Train comes off his album, the song that still gets blown up today. A bit like Paranoid though, hear it way too often, so we let it go. Goodbye to Romance, a nice little acoustic-y, ballady song. You can thank Randy Rhoads for that. You know, helps having a classically trained guitar player on your heavy metal album. You're gonna get songs like that. Again, D, the next song, this, you know, 90-second classical piece. Yeah, is that about Randy's? Is it Randy's mum? I think it's Randy's mum. Yeah, Suicide Solution. That's cool. Mr. Crowley. That's a cool song too. Not my favorite though, but much better than the song that comes after it. No Bone Movies. The heck is that, man? It's a stupid song. Revelation and Steal the Night. Honestly, it's a great album. I probably don't need to tell you from here on out, you know, check out these albums because. Yeah, this album is great, and you're probably quite shocked that I'm chucking a few other albums, you know, later, much later, higher than this. But it's okay, just calm down. Wait till you hear why, and hopefully you'll make sense of it. But yeah, number 5 is the debut, Blizzard of Oz. Number 4 is an album that I listened to quite a lot when I was doing this ranking because I just kept going back to it, and I was just like, I really like this album. Not enough to put it at number 1, obviously, but it sits number 4, and that is the 2001 album, I've just realized, Down to Earth. Down to Earth is a cool album, and it sucks. Hopefully it comes out on vinyl, like, you know, re-released or whatever. But like, honestly, this album is actually so much fun. This is like the epitome of 21st century Ozzy. The song that opens it is Gets Me Through. Such a cool song. Facing Hell is okay. Dreamer. Definitely top 3 Ozzy Osbourne songs. Dreamer is a really nice song. I've loved that song since I first heard it, way back whenever that was. No Easy Way Out. That's got a cool, like, bridge section. And then the vocal melody, how that flows, was just really nice. But a song that I keep going back to, like, came on that I added to my shuffle straight away. That I Never Had. Can You Give Me Something That I Never Had? That's a really fun song. I love it when that comes on. There's a weird a minute song called You Know Part 1. As weirdly as it sounds, it's only a minute long, but it actually sounds nice too. Junkie is a bit stupid. Running Out of Time though. Running Out of Time. Again, it's a song that makes it sound like, you know, this is going to be the last album kind of thing. I'm going to stop and, you know, whatever. Running Out of Time is this beautiful ballad of just, you know, it's a real reflective type song. It's just really nice. Black Illusion was a bit odd. It almost didn't feel musical enough. But the next song, Alive, was pretty much the complete opposite of Running Out of Time. Running Out of Time is a song about, you know, I'm running out of time, I might die soon. And then Alive is just, boom, I'm alive kind of thing. Really cool stuff. But honest to God, if you haven't listened to Down to Earth, I would highly recommend it. Please go ahead and do it. And I guarantee you will not regret it. So yeah, number 4 is Down to Earth. Number 3 is the, honestly, one and only CD that we have of this guy. And it sucks that we don't have it on vinyl. Number 3 is Bark at the Moon. Yeah, when I was doing the ranking at first, and I was going through these albums, I actually was not really, I wasn't really a fan of Bark at the Moon. But then I played it again, and then I played it again, you know how we do this thing, and it actually really grew on me to the point where obviously Bark at the Moon is a great album. It genuinely is a great album. This was probably one of the first songs, Bark at the Moon, the song, is probably the first song that made me kind of hear who Ozzy was, purely because Bark at the Moon is on Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And yeah, I always see, you know, Little Haiti and Little Havana or whatever it is when I'm cruising, when I'm listening to that song. But yeah, Bark of the Moon, the song. You're No Different. It's a great song too. There's some really, really cool stuff on here. Now you see it, now you don't. I'm pretty sure it's that song that's got a really, really cool middle riff section. But the one that the one that we do need to actually talk about, and you need to add to your shuffle right now if you haven't, is Center of Eternity. The Center of Eternity is this fantastic song. It starts with organs, and it's just one of the more epicer songs off the album, probably in Ozzy's career. I'm gonna say that. I'm definitely gonna say that. And then you've also got Waiting for Darkness too, which is pretty much the album closer. But I mean, this one has bonus tracks on it. This is obviously re-released. But yeah, honestly, Center of Eternity and Waiting for Darkness are definitely what makes this album pretty damn good. It's such a good, but I'm even saying that, it's still such a really good album. Rock and Roll Rebel, yeah, that's probably the silliest song, but still, it's good. So Tired is a ballad, and Slow Down was fun too. Honestly, go listen to Bark of the Moon, and that's why I've got it settling at number three, Bark of the Moon. Probably gonna get hate for this, but guess what? I don't care. Number 2 is Black Rain. I don't care what you say. I saw a post of someone on Insta that put this album up as one of Ozzy's worst, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Black Rain is phenomenal. I don't care what you say. Literally, more or less, not completely, but more or less, every track on here is stellar. Every track on here is standout, fun. Again, typical 21st century Ozzy Osbourne. It's fantastic. Not Going Away. Could have probably done without that, not gonna lie. Not Going Away, but it's still good. It's a bit of a weaker one, but again, like I keep saying, it's good. But don't worry about it, because then you get I Don't Want to Stop. I remember hearing I Don't Want to Stop years ago, like back when I was in school, and I remember thinking, that's a cool song, and I've always loved it. Black Rain, the song, that's a cool song too. We've got like this acid rain military, like American military vibe for the whole album. It's really, really cool. Lay Your World on Me. Lay Your World on Me is the ballad, and probably because it's the ballad and is the reason I'd skip it. This album has such a hype up energy feel to it. When you play a song like Lay Your World on Me, it's just kind of like, I'm not in the mood for that. So we skip over it. Side 2, The Almighty Dollar. Oh, that's a great song. I love The Almighty Dollar. It's just, the lyrics in there are great. I love it. I think it's amazing. 11 Silver, that's a bit fun. I won't lie, I really like 11 Silver. Civilize the Universe, I actually, when I first heard it, I wasn't sure if you were saying civilize or sterilize. Either way, it's a great song too. And this album has another pretty much I Just Want You, 2.0. This one's got Here For You, and that's a beautiful, beautiful song, honestly. And then, yeah, Countdown's Begun and Trapdoor. Trapdoor's probably the stupid one, but it's still great fun. It's high energy, it's fast, it's quick. It's like 3 minutes or something? I don't know. But yeah, and then there's side D, which has bonus tracks. But still, they're all great too. Nightmare, Can't Save You, and Love to Hate. Honestly, go listen to Black Rain. If anyone tells you that it's not worth it, they don't know what they're talking about. Black Rain is a phenomenal album and should highly be listened to amongst Ozzy fans. Go listen to it. Number 2. Well, we did it, team. And obviously, if you're paying attention, you'll know that number 1 is obviously Diary of a Madman. I love this. I'm going to take that glare off because that's just bothering me. Diary of a Madman is the definitive Ozzy Osbourne album. It's fantastic. Comparing it to Blizzard of Oz, they're in 2 different realms. It's ridiculous. It's so fun. Everything about this album compared to Blizzard is stepped up a notch, and it's just awesome. Songs like Over the Mountain and Flying High Again, they are great. I love those 2 songs. They open the album in such a fantastic way, and it's just so pure, powerful, and just so much fun, especially Flying High Again. Flying High Again is just so insane. I love it. You Can't Kill Rock and Roll was probably the only one on here that I would actually skip. But then you get Believer. Well, I'm sorry. You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, purely because it's the acoustic, like, classical song letting Randy show off his classical style. But still, it's okay. Believer has an incredible riff, and the lyrics and the melody, they all flow so well. That's what I love about Ozzy's stuff. because Ozzy's the main drive behind all of these songs. Like the guitar riffs don't drive these songs, the drums don't drive these songs. It's all about Ozzy's voice. And Believer is a song that really showcases that, you could say. Little Dolls and Tonight are cool. They're both, Little Dolls is better than Tonight, and then Sato, S-A-T-O, great song. Diary of a Madman though, the album closer and the title track, freaking amazing. Honestly, I can't recommend this album enough. This is a vinyl. This is a what is it? It's a red and black swirl. So good. I looked everywhere for this album, but I was so happy when I was able to get my hands on this record. But honestly, number one is Diary of a Madman. It is. Get over it. I will fight anyone. Oh, fantastic job, team. We did it. We got through episode 20 of the mighty Ozzy Osbourne. Let me know down below what your rankings are. Let me know why you actually really love No Rest for the Wicked. Tell me why you hate Diary of a Madman. Tell me why Black Rain is actually a terrible album. Get the opinions flowing. You know what I love. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while we dissect and discuss Ozzy's discography. Again, like I said at the start, sorry that it took so long for this to get out. Like I say, this countdown is taking up so much of my time, but I'm glad that we got this done, and I cannot wait to get back into listening to more music and getting back into more videos because I freaking miss it. I swear to God. So I promise the next one won't be a month away. But like always, until that happens, we'll keep it up. Stay inside, stay safe, hail Satan, wash your hands, and I will see you all in the next video, whether it's a ranking or a review of something or other, I don't know, but whatever it is, I will see you there.